Welcome to Get in the Mix. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Alto TX3 series, the successors to the TX2 series. Now they've just landed here at Get in the Mix, so let's check them out. Now today we've got the TX315 and the TX308. These are the ends of the spectrum, but of course sat between these you have both the 10 and the 12. Now here alongside we have the 2 series, the original ones, so we can give a little side-by-side comparison and see what they look like. Let's open them up and get them out. Here's a bit of tape I opened earlier, but I promise you, this box has never been opened before. Right, they look the same. So first things first, they look the same. Bosch. No, they're not Bosch, they're Alto. So we have the new speakers out here. First thing that jumps out at me, they're a little bit darker. Ooh. If you like that black design, well, Alto have got you covered. If you didn't like this kind of navy blue, but kind of black design, you've now got full black.
Bit neater now about the screw holes.
Oh yes. So if you didn't like screw holes, they've done away from them. Visually and aesthetically, very little differences, but of course they have changed the design of some of the internal components. Now these devices use more of the components from the true Sonic range, Alto's flagship range, giving us better quality and overall feel to the sound. Now of course the biggest difference in terms of design is the wattage difference. So you can see here that the 2 series was 300 watts and the 3 series are now 350. That's delivering 350 watts via a Class D amplifier. And of course, on the other side, these ones used to be 600, the TX2 12s and 15s, and they are now 700 watts. So we're giving you that extra output, which of course is vital in those situations where you're gonna got a slightly bigger crowd, a slightly bigger room, I need to output. Now, a second major change to the design is the horns. Now, they have redesigned the horns for better high frequency reproduction. Now, what does that mean? Well, one of my pitfalls for the original series was they were a little bit harsh on the top end. You listen to them for extended periods of times, I tended to find my ears got a bit tired. I would sometimes roll off the high end on my bit of DJ gear, whatever it might be, just because it's just a little bit too much. But with the redesign of the horn, they have improved that high frequency reproduction. And of course, they've managed to keep that fantastic coverage of 90 by 60. Now, in the internals of the speaker, we still have the built-in limiters, which is going to protect your gear. Put this knife away. The units feature built-in analog limiter protection. So if you ever come across, a particular track that's a little bit too loud, you're in the red, you're redlining hard. You're not headlining if you're not redlining. No, I'm joking, but don't redline. But if you were redlining, of course, this is going to give you full protection on the back of the unit. Your limiter signal limit light is going to kick in and it's going to give you a bit of protection. You're going to be far less likely to blow the tweeters than on previous models. Alongside that, we have built-in surge protection for the circuitry. What does that mean? That means that if I have a particular power surge from a different item in my system, perhaps I blow some fuses, something dodgy gets plugged in, these are not going to be affected. They're not going to get blown. They're not going to die. We've all seen it before. We've all been there at a gig. Someone's plugged something in, dodgy circuitry at the hotel, dodgy circuitry at the pub, whatever it might be, and it blows your speakers, costing you money. That's going to protect your investment and keep your speakers going as long as possible. Now, one of my other and final favorite things about the TX series in general is of course that they double up as a monitor wedge. So if we take a look at this side, we can see we've got a flat edge. If I spin it, pop it down, we now have a monitor wedge, giving you an amazing and affordable way of creating live sound scenarios for your concerts. Perhaps you're in a band and you need to get a little monitor each. One of these, maybe a 10 each in front of you, and you're going to be able to get that reproduction, that monitoring straight to yourself without worrying about expensive wedges, without worrying about expensive in-ear monitors. This is going to do the job. Now, of course, these speakers as standard are just analog speakers. You're going to need to cable in to get these running. But when used in conjunction with either the Alto Bluetooth Ultimate or Total, you can turn these devices into fully fledged Bluetooth speakers. There'll be more on that soon in an upcoming video, so be sure to check that out. As always, like if you like, dislike if you dislike, chuck us a comment in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe. And make sure to get in the mix. Bosch. It's not Bosch, it's Alto.